What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Strangers Minds. I'm Fernando, and we're going to continue on with Goose Pimples 20 Scariest Ghost Videos of 2025 so far. We're going to continue on because we started at 20. This is the third video. As you can see, I'm just going straight through and through. But we're going to finish all of these videos today, but they will be coming out separately. So if you guys missed 20 to 15 or 15 to this one, just head back and you guys will find it. But let's continue on and see what's in store for us with number 10.
Late at night, TikToker Devil's Gang does what most of us wouldn't dream of. He heads straight into creepy abandoned places just for the thrill of it, armed with nothing but a camera and a death wish. He shares his spine-chilling discoveries with his followers. This time, he's explored multiple spots that'll make you wonder, is this real or just a supernatural messing with us? Take a look.
السلام علیکم مګرو د شپې یوه بجه ده که نه او راایښې کړم پوه شولې دا ورې ډبو تاسو ګورئ ښه نن یې د برې نه د خیمه چې تاسو یې وینئ ښه دا داسې ټیس کوم نشته ګورئ ښه ور ډبې ګورئ ښه لا اله الا الله محمد رسول الله وګورئ ملګرو ښه هیڅوک هم نشته یا الله خیر یا الله خیر د وګورئ ټوله شپه دا ورته شانټه کېږي.
I've seen this video. I'll give my 2 cents after it.
ټوله شپه زموږ زړه پوخ شو. دا وګورئ څوک شته نه ښه څوک شته نه دا وګورئ ښه دا وګورئ ښه یا الله خیر وګورئ ور یم کولاو کوي یا الله خیر تاسو وګورئ ښه ور یم راته کولاو کوي یا الله خیر یا الله خیر دا وګورئ ښه هېڅوک هم نشته دا وګورئ ښه یا الله خیر استغفر الله الله اکبر د شپې یوه بجه د ملګرو دا حل دی ښه بس یار دواګانې کوي چې څومره دی.
As he approaches the gate, his flashlight flickers because, of course, it does. And then, bam, the gate swings open like it's auditioning for a horror movie. Our fearless explorer, not so fearless anymore. His voice trembles as he starts to pray, clearly regretting all his life choices. But the house isn't done messing with him yet. A plastic bucket suddenly drags itself across the ground before flipping over like it's got a ghostly grudge. Shaken but determined, he keeps the camera rolling, swearing up and down that he's totally alone out there.
السلام علیکم مرګرو دا هغه کور دی تاسو ته چې ما وی په دې کې پیریان دي پوه شولې تاسو به نن په خپلو سترګو بیا وینئ یو ځل ښه دې کې هر ټایم پیریان دي پوه شولې دا وګورئ ښه لا اله الا الله محمد رسول الله الله اکبر لا اله الا الله محمد رسول الله لا اله الا الله محمد رسول الله الله اکبر بسم الله الله اکبر بسم الله الله اکبر بسم الله الله بسم الله یا الله خیر یا الله خیر مرګور تاسو وینئ یا الله خیر یا الله خیر یا الله خیر الله اکبر یا الله خیر الله اکبر بسم الله الله اکبر یا الله خیر یا الله یا الله خیر.
He spots a door with an arrow drawn on it. Innocent? Nope. Because before he can even think, the door starts swinging back and forth on its own like a cheap horror movie cliche.
They're bombing on this video.
Naturally, the prayers start rolling. But wait, what's that by the window? Oh, just some movement. Totally normal for a window that's locked shut. The cherry on top, a thunderous crash comes out of nowhere, practically daring him to keep going. Our guy, he tries to play it cool and investigate like the paranormal Sherlock Holmes he is, but when a final bone-rattling bang erupts, it's game over. He nopes out of there faster than you could say should have stayed home.
Yeah.
سلامونه مرګرو نن مې درته پکې خیمه ها ما دا ویډیو کړې وه دا سیمپل ویډیو ما کړې وه دې کې صرف دا ور بنده و کلاوه پوه شولې دې سره خو مونږ دود یو زمونږ عمر دی کې دی که نه خو قسم دې نن مې پکې په خپلو سترګو ویلي.
Alright, here's the thing. Oh man, first things first, man. Goose Pimples, man. You freaking if you guys are looking for content that shows you scary footage, but at the same time has some comedic, some some funny ass commentary. Goose Pimples is the place to go. I will put his information in the description section. But yeah, I've seen this video before. Now here's the thing: even with the bucket moving, if you guys go back, even the way it falls and everything, the the handle of the bucket stays facing up, which tells me that whatever they used, the invisible string, whatever they used, they just kept on pulling on it because it just stayed up same direction as with the door opening. Everything was heading towards the wall. The wall is halfway high, so anybody could have been behind it pulling Pinocchio strings or whatever. But yes, there are some nylon strings out there that on camera, especially with these kind of in the dark and everything, it's invisible. It's literally called invisible string. So it's I say that's all of that. Everything else in there, if you could prove that one thing is fake, everything is just thrown out the window after that. Let's see what happens.
دا ویډیو چې میو کته کنه تاسو ګورئ ښه په هغې ور کې ګورئ سر راښکاره کي وګورئ ښه دا ویډیو چې میو کته قسم دې د خپونه مې
That's the
ځمکه
guy's brother.
وګورئ ښه دا ما په هغه ټایم نه و لیدلي صحیح ده دا ما چې دا ویډیو کته کنه الله اکبر داسې حق حیران یې کړم کنه الله دې خیر وکړي زه خو تاسو له
I
ویډیوګانې
gotta
کوم
say though,
قسم
like,
دی
these guys,
په رښتیا راځي چې نه نږي ملګرو ګورئ
if this is fake, I know with my abilities to debunk, I could debunk everything. But if this is fake, that guy needs to win an Oscar or get hired to make a good ass movie because it's like you could hear it in his voice, how shook he gets, and with his reaction and everything. But you cannot just go based off that because there are literally natural actors all over the place, even kids. Sometimes it depends on what age. Because I always say, like, if there's a baby or a young kid in videos, I always tend to lean more believing the video. But as far as adults, you can't trust them as far as you could throw them.
دغه ورې تاسو له دومره محنت دومره کړاو کومه قسم دی کو داسې څوک کوي الله دې خیر وکړي اولني ځل ښه السلام علیکم ملګرو څنګه یې
As if two run-ins with the supernatural weren't enough, this dude apparently enjoys getting kicked by ghosts, because here he is, diving headfirst into another investigation. He enters through a graffiti-tagged green gate that looks more like an entry to a bad decision than anything else. At first, it's just a rundown spot with peeling paint and broken walls. Nothing you haven't seen before. But then, bam. A shadowy figure creeps into the background, staring at him like it knows he's about to regret this whole thing. Instead of running like someone with a shred of self-preservation, he marches right up to where the figure disappeared, a sketchy, weathered door. And what does the door do? It bangs on its own, like it is saying, "Welcome to your nightmare." Now, most people would be halfway home by this point, but not this guy. Nope, he's out there whispering prayers, filming everything, and doubling down on the bad decisions like it's his brand. Finally, he points the camera back at himself, proving to all of us that he's completely solo. Just him, his flashlight, and whatever's out there waiting to mess with him. What do you think? Ghosts? Shadowy people? Or just another attention-seeking door? Drop your theories in the comments.
Yo, man, you gotta love Goose Pimples, man. Yeah, I say this guy had a couple of friends helping him out do this video. He was, everything was just, you could tell. Like I said with the bucket, the handle is being pulled, and when it hit that ledge and it fell, it kind of even twisted to the point where the handle is facing up, and whoever's pulling the handle didn't realize that and kept on pulling because the handle stayed going up. So but anyway, let's continue on.
After a good few camping videos on the channel, you think there would be nothing new that could scare you about setting up a tent. But with so many old tales and legends, perhaps we lose sight of one of the scariest things of all. Brendan Explorers loves to pick up his van and drive off to new places, soaked in the culture and get comfy while still experiencing the outdoors. Soon after deciding on his camping spot, a small car parked in Dedham, Essex. He begins cooking his dinner and watching out the window, but as the sun began to set, the night wasn't the only darkness washing over the streets. Trusting his gut, he left to find somewhere that felt a little safer, and so he settled on.
On a spot, there's apparently a quiet little park up at the end here, maybe. This'll do me.
This guy left a city to be safer so he could get some shut-eye and decided to go to a middle of nowhere to do so. Oh man. I don't know where's the logic in that, but let's see what happens. I mean, apparently he hasn't seen horror movies at all.
I'm alone, but I mean, there's no other houses around me, so it's not as if I'm alone in a housing estate. It is literally pitch black.
Possibly one of the creepiest forest lanes in the world. What could possibly go wrong? Brendan got comfortable again and settled into bed. But as he slept, every camper's worst nightmare unfolded right outside his van.
I think someone's outside the van.
You think? You're in the middle of nowhere. And not only that, it could have been animals.
Someone just tried the door. Hey! Right, whoever the that was has now gone. I'm gonna get out of here.
Ghosts pale in comparison to the fear you feel when you have to face up against a human threat. Luckily for Brendan, the person only seemed interested in whatever he had sitting in the front seat, rather than him, and after he shouted, the thief ran off. But if this is real, then Brendan Explores should consider himself extremely lucky. The most interesting thing though is the fact that hours before the event took place, he already had a bad feeling about camping. Amazing how the vibes can be so off that everyone can sense it through a screen.
Hey!
Man, guys, I know for many content creators, you put yourselves out there and, make some great content. I'm not going to say this is, great content for me. It's probably, I enjoy more trucking. What's this guy's name that he does? He travels all over and he lives off the back of his truck. It's like a pickup. And then he just hooked it up and he's able to do everything there. And he just goes visits and see amazing places. But yeah, like, I want to say that wasn't really smart leaving, the city. I mean, I don't know. Is there something wrong with parking at I don't know. You find a motel, right? You don't have to like go into, like rent a room or anything, but there are places with parking lots that you could, where where truckers go and they spend the night in their trucks, and there's civilization, but you don't take yourself from a questionable area and put yourself in the middle of freaking yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, this was definitely not paranormal. It was just poor decision making and somebody doing what they do on a regular basis, because it only takes a criminal to do that. So there you go. You guys make better decision. You only get one life. Use it wisely.
Taking out the rubbish is one of the most hated chores across the nation. But what does the actual rubbish think about it? Well, in this video posted on Reddit, it seems to show the soul of the rubbish bag making a run for it. Maybe all those bumps and bangs you hear in the night are simply the ghosts of bin bags past. All jokes aside though, what the hell could that actually be? While it does just look like a bin bag on legs, some Redditors took the clip and slowed it down, showing nothing much aside from the fact that the figure is completely transparent. Some comments on the original post are relatively suspect of the fact that the camera seems to be buried among a pile of washing up, and that it isn't a security camera, it's just a camera. Who sets up a camera in their kitchen to record themselves taking the bins out? Do you think it's a bit sus, or is that figure an indication that something much scary is going on inside that house?
All right, that was a small little clip, but yeah, this is one of the things that I take into consideration when I am reacting to paranormal videos. Why is there a camera there? Because there's a lot of footage of people recording themselves doing something, tricks, whatever you want to call it, taking care of their kids or whatever. Yeah, that's normal to some, but then there are literally no reason why there's a camera on there in the first place. So I look into that. They got it. Goose Pimples got it. Smack on. There's no reason for that to be there. That was probably a little kid bolting it across the kitchen, and yeah, and due to the quality of the camera, that's what you get. But yeah, let's keep it moving.
We've seen people make some bad life choices, but dragging an Ouija board to a graveyard alone at stupid o'clock, that's not just reckless, that's paranormal Darwinism. Meet Two-Turnt Brian, a streamer who thought summoning ghosts solo was a great idea. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. His goal? A chill little chat with the afterlife. You know, maybe meet some friendly spirits, swap ghost stories and call it a night. What he actually got? Let's just say Casper was busy, so something else showed up instead. And now Brian might need a nightlight for life. Take a look.
God damn. Might need a nightlight for life. But here you go, you guys. A lot of people that are skeptics, they want, a Ouija board is a game. I think it's even on the box. Ages 8 and up, you could use a Ouija board. Ages 8 and up, you could use a Ouija board. But here's the thing. Honestly, what kind of game is this? Like, I've never seen a Ouija board used as a game. Like, what is a Ouija board's purpose as a game that freaking a toy company is going to create for kids 8 and up, right? Here's the thing. Ouija board is basically a messaging board used in a proper location that you could even try and have a entity or spirit manipulate the plancha and communicate. That's what people use a Ouija board for. So I think they need to change that ages 8 and up. But when you open a door, you don't know who's coming in. This is not like a door to a house that you look through a peephole and you could make the option of whether or not you want to let the person on the other side come in. No, this is a door with no peephole that if you open, it stays open until you close it. Once you open it, you have to close it, and you do not know who's going to come through. Keep that in mind for anyone who's curious enough to want to use a Ouija board.
2, 3. Friendly spirits, we call to you for communication.
Is there any spirits that would like to communicate with me? Yo, it's moving fast, bro.
Yo, bro, is that really not you?
That's not me, bro. I swear. I'm barely touching it. It's not doing it.
Was it you that moved the camera?
Was it you that moved the camera? Bro, the fucking car is going off, bro. Yo! Bro.
You have to say goodbye. You have to say goodbye.
Bro, it broke the fucking light.
It broke the light.
Bro.
Use your phone light. Use your phone light. Use your phone light. Yo, you're not supposed to leave the planchette on there.
I'm a...
See if the wires got messed up.
I think I got it.
Yo, look, you're not talking, go on mute, bro, because of echo.
Bro, this not fixing, bro. Yo, Chris.
Yeah.
Should I leave?
Yo, Chris. Bro, are you okay? Should I leave? Like, be honest with yourself. Like, can you think you can continue?
I'm shaking, but...
If you think you can push through, bro, like, bro, this is some real shout.
Do I just say goodbye and leave?
Say goodbye and get the fuck out. Planchette on it. He left the planchette on it. That's why you're not supposed to, bro. That's when they move it. That's their thing. Bro, I'm literally looking at it move. I'm not even joking. I'm literally looking at it move.
I got the tripod.
Did you catch that? The planchette seems to be sliding on its own, while Brian is busy fixing the tripod. And from that moment, it was game over. Or so we thought. You think a cemetery known for its paranormal activity would be enough of a red flag. But no, our guy was committed. And what happened next turned this paranormal experiment into a full-blown nightmare. Let's watch.
Chat. Yo, Mozzie. Are there any spirits here that would like to talk to me? Bro, I didn't even ask it.
I don't get it. You know, I would love to think that this is all real. It actually feels like a unexperienced person, almost a skeptic, just messing around with his friends and just trying to, just to show certain things that he could do certain things, almost like a dare. Inexperienced, like this guy doesn't even know how to work a tripod. Like, it just it feels like a good setting for something awesome. But here's my thing. That's twice the car alarm goes off. You have the keys right next to you. Why you have to stand up to do whatever to the car? Just bloop, bloop, right? Um, that's my thing. Obviously, the car is not that far if he could just stand up in place and look at it. Um, Another thing is that if things starts happening right now at this moment, it's going to be 2 for 2 that he gets up and things start happening, which makes me believe that all the paranormal activity is going to start happening because he's doing something, because he keeps on getting up and being interrupted. It is known that spirits are going to interrupt you if they feel like you are trespassing. They're going to do anything to call your attention away from what you're doing, but you have to stay your ground. Like there's no reason why you got to get up.
There's nothing like that's insane, dude.
Was that you that just turned on the alarm?
Okay?
Did the board move?
You that just
'Cause
turned
then
on the
that would
alarm?
have been cool.
Was that you that just turned on the alarm?
Okay?
Yes. Bro. The fuck, bro? I left the keys over. I'm panicking, bro. Where the fuck are the keys?
Apparently, no one was trying to
The
break
boy didn't
into his
move.
car. Whatever
Boy
he
just
was communicating with wasn't just listening, it was letting him know it was there. But it gets worse. When he finally decided he'd had enough and reached for the Ouija board to leave, something damn right chilling happened.
Let's see.
Bring it, bro. Don't leave it. Don't
We're
leave it.
watching it together.
I
you
took
guys.
the
Let's
lights
see
and
what
everything.
happens.
Bro.
Don't leave it.
Oh my god, bro. Bro, the board went in.
Get the phone. Get your phone. Get out there, bro. Oh my god, I saw that. We caught that on camera.
I'm leaving, bro.
Yo, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Check it out.
I'm leaving.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Right before his eyes, the Ouija board was yanked straight under the cemetery gate, almost like something didn't want him to reach it and say goodbye to end the session. At this point, most people would have already been halfway home, deleting the footage and pretending it never happened. But Brian, he couldn't just leave. He still had to say goodbye to the spirit, unless he wanted to risk bringing something home with him. Turns out, that was an even bigger mistake.
But I never said goodbye, bro.
Brian, you might have to go jump over that fence and say goodbye.
Do I actually? What's gonna happen, bro? Honestly, like serious, what's gonna happen if I don't?
I'm not sure, bro. I just know that you're supposed to say goodbye. Like, that's just the thing. Let me see.
Bro, I don't want nothing following me, bro.
You
That's
should
what
have
I'm
never done
saying,
it.
bro. You might
This
have
whole was a f***ing mistake, bro.
That was a mistake, bro. Before you say goodbye, bro, it stopped you from saying, bro.
I'm jumping the fence, bro. I'm jumping the fence.
Bring a light
Bro.
on the phone.
Bro, Chris.
Bring the light on the phone.
Chris, look at the stream.
Oh my god, bro.
There's a big fire in there.
There's a fire?
There's a fire.
Get out of there, run. Yo, get out of there. I'm not gonna get out of there. Get out of there.
Bro, what is burning though? Bro, if that's the
Don't jump in.
if that's the board, bro, everything just escaped.
Run. Brian, go home, bro. I think you should just go home, bro. Say goodbye. You're not allowed to follow me. Say it out loud right now.
Goodbye, you're not allowed to follow me. Bro, I don't think that's gonna work, bro.
It actually does, but the way you said it was kind of weak. But dude, like this is a PSA, public service announcement for anyone who wants to do something stupid. Don't. Like, especially like, it seems like this guy's maybe popular. Why did you do this by yourselves? Jesus, maybe you need to reconsider the group of friends that you got. And also, man, there's so many red flags here. I mean, it is great. The suspense is high up there, but you have to wonder if all of this is actually real, because it's just, it's maybe somebody that's gullible and just kind of not all there, immature. would put themselves through all of this just for what exactly? What's your what's your main goal? To see if paranormal is real? You could do that just watching videos. But what's the goal here?
Do you think that's the board?
Dude, they're not gonna know. You're the one that's there.
I'm gonna jump the fence, bro. Bro, I see it. I see it. Yo, it's the board. It's the board and the planchette. Oh my god. Bro, I'm not touching it.
Say goodbye. Don't say goodbye. Oh, the board is burnt. Oh my god. The board is burnt. Oh, sorry. I don't know. That was the board. That was the board.
So do I just say goodbye?
Oh my god.
Dude, how many times you gotta tell
My
you? Just say
God,
goodbye.
bro.
End this video.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye. Just say goodbye. Drag it and say goodbye.
I did.
And say you cannot follow me home.
You cannot follow me home.
Brian finally realised that his life was worth more than the content. So without looking back, he sprinted to his car and got the hell out of there. And if there's one lesson to take from this, it's that messing with an Ouija board in a cemetery might sound fun and all, but if you're crazy enough to do it, maybe, just maybe, bring a friend next time. Or better yet, bring a priest.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
Or don't do it. Don't do it, you guys. That was my PSA. If you are curious about doing something, I'm a victim of curiosity. But make sure you go in there with the proper knowledge of how to do it. It could be anything. Don't just freaking one day you want to, I don't know, ride a plane and just actually ride a plane. You know, their pilots go through an extensive training to drive a plane, and you just do the research before doing anything. This guy got so lost so quick. Everything just went straight to. I mean, I'm telling you, it is a setup for a good movie. And if that's their prerogative, then you know what? Congrats, you guys did it.
Pushing through the streets, clocking in some late night miles, this woman had no clue she was about to collide with something impossible. Because this wasn't just any crash. This made no sense. Let's watch.
The lady in this video did not sustain any injuries, only a good scare and something. What the?
Is E.T. in the front basket using his telekinetic powers or something?
No.
Granted, the camera quality here is a bit shoddy. We can't even see if there was something else happening off camera, but this certainly did not look like a crash. It looked more like someone or something started dragging her into the sky. What's going on here? Could this be an alien abduction caught on camera, or some kind of paranormal prankster? Let us know your thoughts on this one.
All right, here's the thing, you guys. That actually looked very awesome. That actually looked very good. Is it real? I don't know. There have been some strange occurrences going on. If you do just a little bit of following within the paranormal field, now when I say paranormal field, it's not just ghouls and goblins and entities, spirits, ghosts. No, that paranormal field is basically anything that's not normal. And that looked pretty good. I mean, the forcefulness of how the bike got picked up and turned around, you know, for a second I thought that maybe that car that made that right, um possibly, and all of this was orchestrated, has something to do with it, because that was when the bike kind of turned around and the lady busted her butt. But dude, the bike went like up to the sky. The bike went up to the sky and it landed. Like, how? How? If anybody wants to drop a comment in the comment section and put their 2 cents up in this specific video, I will be much appreciative, because right now I'm leaning towards that a strange occurrence has happened and it was caught on camera, because that was definitely a security camera in a you know in another country, and it's something weird happened. That is my thoughts on this. But you guys, if you are enjoying yourselves, please do what you do when you like a channel. Hit that like, share, subscribe, follow, and I'll catch you guys on the next. Peace.